Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It always seems impossible until it's done. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. A good head and good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. I am the captain of my soul. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Where you stand depends on where you sit. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. Nothing is black or white. In my country we go to prison first and then become president. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. Know your enemy and learn about his favorite sport. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them, the chains on all of my people were the chains on me. It is not where you start but how high you aim that matters for success. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. I am not an optimist, but a great believer of hope. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. Without language, one cannot talk to people and understand them, one cannot share their hopes and aspirations, grasp their history, appreciate their poetry, or savor their songs. There is a universal respect and even admiration for those who are humble and simple by nature, and who have absolute confidence in all human beings irrespective of their social status. We must use time creatively, and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. I have never cared very much for personal prizes. A person does not become a freedom fighter in the hope of winning awards. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Once a person is determined to help themselves, there is nothing that can stop them. I never lose, I either win or learn. Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. I learned that to humiliate another person is to make him suffer an unnecessarily cruel fate. Even as a boy, I defeated my opponents without dishonoring them. Success in politics demands that you must take your people into confidence about your views and state them very clearly, very politely, very calmly, but nevertheless, state them openly. Only free men can negotiate, prisoners can't enter in contracts. There are few misfortunes in this world that you cannot turn into a personal triumph if you have the iron will and the necessary skill. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. It was a useful reminder that all men, even the most seemingly cold-blooded, have a core of decency, and that if their heart is touched, they are capable of changing. Your victory has demonstrated that no person anywhere in the world should not dare to dream of wanting to change the world for a better place. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. As a leader, one must sometimes take actions that are unpopular or whose results will not be known for years to come. We forgive but not forgotten. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Fools multiply when wise men are silent. There is no such thing as part freedom. Like the gardener, a leader must take responsibility for what he cultivates, he must mind his work, try to repel enemies, preserve what can be preserved, and eliminate what cannot succeed. Although I am a gregarious person, I love solitude even more. It is most unusual to return to a place that has changed in ways you yourself have altered. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. Life has a way of forcing decisions on those who vacillate. Losing a sense of time is an easy way to lose one's grip and even one's sanity. Nelson Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary and political leader who spent 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid. He became the first black president of South Africa in 1994 and worked tirelessly to rebuild his country and promote racial reconciliation. Mandela was widely regarded as one of the most respected and admired figures of the 20th century, and his words and actions continue to inspire people around the world to stand up for justice, equality, and human dignity.